Well, Brett, Yichen and Gerwyn, it's good to catch up with you again. And I'd like to talk about what's going on with BEPS 2.0 because there's a lot of talk. Brett, what are you hearing today?
Yeah, over the last several weeks, there's been a lot of big news breaking around BEPS 2.0, right? As we all know, this has been going on and on. It seems like, for years now, right? And we continue to get extensions. Well, it's do or die time, right? And it looks like it's going to be a big do, right? We're going to get this thing done. The G20s come out with their communique saying really a lot of the principal drivers around the BEPS 2.0 tax reforms have agreed, they have reached political agreement on really the big issues. Subsequently, the inclusive framework, right, which made up almost all of the 139 countries involved in the inclusive framework, echo the G20's communication that, yeah, we're on board, we have agreement, we're going to get this thing done. And what we're hearing now from the inclusive framework and from the OECD is that they are working on detailed rule design to implement that political agreement, and that we should hear more on that in October. It's probably going to take a little bit longer to get all that done, but it sure looks like, right, that this thing is moving forward. Obviously, there's always something that could derail it, but I think at this point there are enough signs plus that we really ought to be looking at how this is going to impact companies. And that's what we're seeing actually as we're spending time with clients. They're almost all turning attention to how is this going to impact me. And I think, Rodney, to your point, what's going on is really that renewed attention, by business. And I think that's really where we can help clients thinking through that, that this really gets to data and technology to be able to model these complicated scenarios. And, we've got some great tools that can really help clients do that. And in fact, Yichen, why don't I turn the time over to you, and you can walk us through our BEPS 2.0 rapid assessment capabilities.
Yes, thanks, Brett. So what I'm showing on the screen here is our rapid assessment BEPS 2.0 tool available on the digital gateway. So we have some high-level client data and then populated. We can use that to populate the tool and then generate some fantastic visualizations as shown here to help the companies understand how BEPS 2.0 could impact them in the cash tax perspective and how the ETR could change. So what I'm showing here on the screen first is the dashboard page where we compare the base case, which is the existing law case, against the BEPS 2.0 case where we have implemented the latest Pillar 1 and Pillar 2 considerations. So you can see that on the first pair of the ratio, we compare the tax base across different jurisdictions, which could be shifted under the BEPS rules, shifting basically taxable profits from the low tax jurisdiction into a higher tax jurisdiction, and that would result the total cash tax to change. And here, the second set of the visuals are showing how the cash taxes in total change and how much are changed in different jurisdictions. And on the side, we have some ETR comparison between the base case existing law and the BEPS 2.0 potential laws. And we have a comparison across segments of the cash taxes. And at the bottom right, we have a reconciliation of the cash taxes, like what would change from the existing law to the BEPS 2.0 point where we would have more cash taxes under Pillar 1 and Pillar 2 rules. In addition to this dashboard page, we have added a few more visualizations. In the latest version, in addition to the segmentation selection, we could also select like the years that the client is interested in and different scenarios the client are interested in. So here, because the BEPS 2.0 rules are not set in the stone yet, so potentially there could be a few alternatives to model out. So we have different scenarios that are available to be considered. And this second set of the visuals that I'm showing here is the tax by type, where we have shown different color here representing different jurisdictions and different types. Like originally, maybe there's only CIT, but now we have more Pillar 1 taxes and Pillar 2 taxes. And on the right side, we have an aggregate view of how much in total Pillar 1, Pillar 2, and CIT taxes are for the company. And down below, we have a table summarizing all different cash tax by type in different jurisdictions, where you could drill down by expanding it to see how different segments are impacting that. And you could also click on the button here to select which type of tax that you would like to focus on. The second set of the new charts are the scenario comparison charts, where we have summarized all cash taxes across the years in different scenarios, and the colors represent different type of tax again. So here, this chart is very useful to tell the companies which scenarios could hit them the most and in what way. And down below, the cash tax rate comparison chart has different scenarios again, and the colors represent different different scenarios, and these rates are across all different years. In addition, we could also drill down in a particular year as selected here to see the cash tax and cash ETR changes. Third one is the scenario jurisdiction comparison. So here, again, we can compare the tax base across jurisdictions and cash taxes across jurisdictions. In addition to like the dashboard page where we can only compare it against the base case, now we can compare different scenarios side by side. Last tab is the data table tab, where we have summarized all of the calculated outcomes in this data table, which powers all of the visualizations that we just saw. And you could take a look at different cash tax types, different jurisdictions, different segments, and you could also select the particular jurisdiction, year, or scenario that you're interested in through the drop-down boxes, or you could select a more detailed breakdown by the buttons here. So all of these demonstrate that our tool is a very powerful analysis and provides the clients a high-level analysis of how BEPS 2.0 could impact them, and also it facilitates their internal discussions. And with that, I'll pass it on to Gerwyn to talk about the digital gateway.
Yeah, thank you, Yichen. So as Yichen's just shown, the BEPS 2.0 model sits on Digital Gateway, which is KPMG's single platform solution that gives our clients access to a full suite of KPMG tax technologies. So the platform puts some of our investment in machine learning, data analytics, powerful visualizations like Yichen has shown, as well as AI technologies in one place, all driven by data that our clients already have on hand. So some of the features of Digital Gateway that our clients have been really excited about include the collaboration and control. So Digital Gateway allows the user to have a personalized entry point to access the specific suite of the KPMG technologies and services that they use, allowing them to track progress and results, and to also connect with the teams behind the scenes. The tool also features tracking of news and updates. So there is an integrated news feed and jurisdictional tracker that helps you keep on pace with trending topics and also developments that will impact your business. One of the key benefits is turning data into value. So with the ability to leverage all of the data across multiple solutions, you can get really powerful insights that help you tackle a range of business issues all in one place.
That's really interesting. I guess that whole use of a platform where you can easily visualize and just have a single source of truth, if you will, must be very powerful. Well, Brett, I mean, as you talk to people about this, then what sort of things are you hearing as concluding comments?
Yeah, thank you. I think one comment I'd like to add is really you're just taking off from what Gerwyn said, right, of the power of Digital Gateway to turn data into value. I like that phrase that he used, right? We recently worked with a client that used BEPS 2.0 rapid assessment to really understand the impact to the client. And what we found is that not only do you get some great insights out of that, but the data then that we had within the Digital Gateway platform allowed us to use some of the other applications, such as looking at work from anywhere scenarios, right? In which, the data's in there. Like if we have people moving and we have DEMPI migration, we have PEs popping up, right? We could quickly model the impact of some of these work from anywhere scenarios. So I think that really illustrates the power of what Gerwyn is talking about, right? The digital gateway platform can really leverage data to look at multiple insights that are really important to clients, to companies, right? But I think if, to come back to your main question, Rodney, on this issue of BEPS, and what's happening there, what we're seeing is, clients and companies now are very interested in trying to understand the impact, to them. Now, obviously, it's limited in size initially, the scope of Pillar 1, but Pillar 2 is going to be pretty broad in a lot of companies, and there's still the issue that will this happen and exactly what will it look like? And I think that's what's important, is that the tool has the ability to look at multiple scenarios, including what happens if this doesn't get done, right? And I think in that case, right, we've heard Europe say, well, we're going to do our own version of Pillar 2. Right? DSTs around, right? We might have some trade issues. The tool can analyze all those things, right? I think what we all would agree to is that status quo is not going to happen. And I think that's really where companies are focused now. There's enough of a powerful message coming from all of these key players that are sitting at the table trying to negotiate BEPS 2.0. We're either going to get BEPS 2.0 or we're going to get something else that's clearly vastly different from what we have today. And amidst all this, we have U.S. tax reform again, right? And I think that's really the power of the tools that we bring, and we're doing a lot of this now, is analyzing our best view as to what's going to happen around BEPS 2.0, taking that information, plugging it into our ITRA tool, right, to simulate what's going to happen around U.S. tax reform. And these things are, they are integrated, right? One pushes on the other. It's like a circus balloon animal, right? But we've got the tools to kind of help you get your arms around all of that. And I think that's where we're seeing a lot of impetus now, where we're spending time with companies, is on just that issue, global tax reform.
Well, I guess, Brett, that makes total sense, right? I mean, an organization's looking at what's the impact of taxes to me, and whether that's BEPS, US tax reform, whatever's going on in Europe or other jurisdictions, it's all pieces of the same puzzle, and you've got to integrate it all. So it makes total sense. Well, look, Brett, Yichen, Gerwyn, thank you for your time. It's always interesting to hear what's top of mind to our clients today. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.